Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you very much
All
for
right,
having
thank you
me.
for joining us. Straight to the point. I'm sure you are aware of the document I'm talking about, and you might have seen it. In case you did not, let me pull it up. So I just read out a part of it and what it says. So maybe we would have better understanding because for many Nigerians, they saw this document and well, it met different reactions. Some people were excited, some people felt like it's high time, some others did not. Well, it had a letter-headed paper. I don't know if the letter-headed paper is real or not. You would verify. It was signed by the senator, president of Sanitarians, Okunomo Henry Adewumi, district senator, and the date on it was 4th of September, and the headline for it was notification of massive shutdown of all major cities in Nigeria. And I'll just read a part of it before you respond, saying that we write to notify you of an impending massive shutdown of all major cities in the country effective from the 15th of September in protest of the recent hike in petrol price and the gross incompetence of the NNPC Director General Mele Kyari. I'll just pause there. That's the first line of that letter that was seen online, or announcement, if I put it that way. That was seen online, trending. So, what's happening in NANS? Is this your position? What's happening?
Okay. Thank you once again. That is not our position. To be very straightforward, I'm Comrade David Bariereka, the National Secretary of NANS, and as a body, we haven't agreed on any such protest. Though we acknowledge the hardship in the country and the hike in petrol price is not good at all, but we haven't, made such a position. We are currently exploring other options of dialogue and consultation, so to say, to see how some of these issues can be handled. We understand that Nigerian students are also being affected by this hike in petrol price because transportation from your residence to your classroom has doubled or even tripled, as the case may be. But we in NANS, we believe you have to consult, then consolidate on what you consulted, and before you confront, if at all there's need for before you confront, if at all there's need for confrontation. As I speak with you, we moved from Anambra State yesterday. Yesterday we were at Odumegu Ojukwu University, Anambra State, for sensitization, to sensitize our students as regards the students' loan, which is one of the things that the federal government have done to assist Nigerian students. We moved from there to Nekede. We finished at Nekede at about 5 p.m. yesterday, where we met with the students. And this is being done in conjunction with NELFund, that's the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. Today we are moving as well. We intend to go around the country to sensitize our students so that our students are aware of the opportunities this loan offers. And also so that
How does this, sorry to interrupt you with this one, how does the loan work and how is the payback plan? Because they would have to pay back, yes?
Yes, they would have to pay back, but it's very flexible because you don't pay back until you have a job. Even though the law says that you pay back, you start payment 2 years after NYSC.
That's what was said in the laws that established that loan scheme, right?
Yes.
So then,
yes.
Why are you saying then it's until you get a job? What if I don't get a job in 2 years?
You do an affidavit and say you don't have a job yet. Nobody is going to disturb you. So it's very flexible. It's until you get a job. And what we're also doing now, we are trying to see how those who have accessed the loan, jobs can be made available. Opportunities, when they come, these people should be considered so they can also pay back the loan. For us, it's a win-win thing because we by that means we would help our students get jobs and the federal government would also be able to get back their money. So we
So
want them to explore these opportunities. You know, a lot of schools practice no fees, no exams. And so for us, we think this would cushion the effect of the current hardship.
how much is the most
And
a
as
student can get for the loan to a loan application?
you can get your fees, your tuition fee will be fully paid to your institution.
That's
And
all.
then,
That's the only thing you get. Your tuition fee.
No, that's not the only thing you get. You get your pocket money too,
How much is that?
which is your pocket money is 20,000 naira monthly. It goes for the whole section. So once you apply, your tuition fee is paid. You get a pocket money or stipend of 20,000 naira monthly for the entire section. That's if this is we're in the month of September. You get paid for September, October. You get paid November, and so on, all through.
What about
That's the
accommodation?
way it works. Accommodation, we had something on accommodation, but it hasn't been solidified. For now, the two functional things you can benefit with your fees and the pocket money.
All right.
And it's real quick to get, because once you apply, you don't have to wait ages for it to be approved. Once you apply and it is approved, then the money can be paid. In fact, I spoke with the board, the MD, last week regarding RSU, that's River State University, because we had complaints that they have to begin exams soon, and some students haven't paid. So if they apply, what's going to happen? And they practice no fees, no exam. So they said once the application goes through, they will quickly do a letter to the school to tell them, for so students, don't stop them from writing exams. We are going to pay their fees between now and so time, the shortest period possible. And so you'll be allowed to write the exam, knowing that NEL Fund will take care of your.
And as this,
school
the school, have you gotten in touch with the school management and they agree that that letter will suffice? I mean, because we've seen things like this happen many times, and the school still tells you, and this letter is not our own. No. Go with your letter. So, has the school management been informed, and then have they passed that information down to every other person in the chain of command that would interface with the students? Because the student will not be the student will not be talking to the VC. He will be coming to his class to enter for exam, not VC, and it is a lecturer that will be there, not VC. Is the lecturer aware that this letter would suffice, and has he been told that for more talk? All right, hold your thoughts. Let's take a commercial. When we come back, you'll respond to it. Stay on the line for us after the commercial.
Greatness is
Nigeria Info.
All right, good morning. My name is Ifeanyi Andrew, and our conversation continues here. There's the alleged NANS protest over the hike in petrol price. And if you've been following the conversation, you must have heard my guest, the National Secretary of NANS, David Bariereka, saying, well, there is nothing of such, and that is not the position of NANS. Several questions I've been asking. He's also been trying to tell us why NANS doesn't see the need for a protest, because according to him, the government is putting certain measures in place to help students get through these trying times. And one of them would be the student loan. And the talks about a 20,000 naira monthly pocket money for students who apply. You're supposed to pay back these monies as accumulated 2 years after you register, you graduate and get a job. If you don't get a job within that 2 years, you have to swear to an affidavit to say to the government you're yet to get a job, in which case perhaps you'll be given more time. How much more time? I don't know. With regards to accommodation, he had also said, well, talks are on, but nothing has been settled. There are those students that feel that whatever the government is doing now doesn't really solve the problem because what we spend is enormous. Well, before the break, he was responding to students of the Rivers State University who might not write their exams because of the no fees, no exam policy the school runs, and talks about letters that would be written to the schools to say so student applied and their fees will be paid, so allow them write the exams. Well, is this realistic in the system that we have in this country? We all know what happens in various institutions across the country. Before we get to my guest again, quickly join us on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. We are streaming live, so you can watch and listen to us. Don't forget to also click on the share button. Importantly, get a student to tell another student to join in on the conversation. Parents as well. There's a few things you might get to know. Mr. David, back to you now. Thank you for staying on the line.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
We were trying to clarify. You said a letter would be written to the school management to allow students who have applied but yet to have, as if it passed down from the top to the very, very bottom. So nobody would say, I was not aware, I did not know. How are you going to ensure that this works? Because we know the system we have in this country.
Okay, thank you. Well, every university or every tertiary institution management have been very cooperative with both NANS and NELFund. NELFund is the board in charge of the student loan. So I'm sure that they will do exactly what they've been told to allow the students to write the exams. That's for students who have applied and the application has been verified and all that.
Okay.
So that wouldn't be a problem at all.
All right.
Another thing, I think sentimentally as a Rivers person, I think Rivers people have to embrace this opportunity and take it more seriously because the numbers we have from Rivers State is not encouraging at all. Only Bariereka University, Kano, has over 12,000 students who have already benefited from this scheme. By benefiting from it, I mean their fees have been paid and they've started receiving their pocket money allowances. So, River State has less, it's not even up to 1,000. The figures are there, I can send you the chart.
Please do. I would appreciate that. You can send that to me after the conversation.
Okay. It's like we don't know, they are skeptical about it. But, this thing is to take it first. Instead of suffering, take it first. Nobody knows what will happen tomorrow. So let's grab the opportunity first and see that students are out of the streets. Students can at least go to school.
But how would you respond to those students that say, what is 20,000 compared to what? I mean, at the time the government intended to do this program, the cost of fuel was around 700 naira or thereabout, if I'm not mistaken. Now it's about 1,000 plus. I mean, just from NTA Road to Choba Junction, you're spending close to 1,000 naira for transportation. So imagine a student at Uniport. That's 20,000 gone. It doesn't even cover the transport for the month. Going and coming is about 2,000 something. It doesn't cover it for the month. And so they're thinking, and I have that, I have books to buy, I have food to eat, I have accommodation issues, I have textbooks, I have There are many other things I would have to do. And then for my parents, even the minimum wage that they say they've increased has not been implemented. So even if it's been implemented, at the time the minimum wage was agreed upon, what the price of petrol now is wasn't what it was then. So it's almost as though we're still where we were from the very beginning. For NANS, do you think, what do you say to those students that feel that this should not be the right way to address these problems? And to add to that, the individual who signed that letter, I would like you to verify, is he an official, an executive of NANS?
Well, some people, when they want to seek attention, they do the unthinkable. That he's not an official of NANS, and like I said earlier, let me say it again, that NANS didn't give any such directive. Some time ago, we had the need for a protest. Why? Because electricity tariff was increased on Band A. And this affects our institutions, our universities, polytechnics, and colleges directly. How? Because automatically you have, for instance, Uniport, if they were paying a certain amount for electricity, automatically it goes up. It triples. And so, by the time they start gasping for breath, the management will have no other option than to increase the school fees.
But is that not the same situation now with the price of petrol? Have you considered your lecturers? How are they going to come to work? Because they don't have stipends. They're even being owed salaries. ASU is threatening to go on strike. And then we have this situation. So what happens?
Electricity. Brought it up. The federal government asked that we vote on. It's going to be looked into, and it has been looked into.
What, are you sure it has been looked into? Are you aware of what the current price for electricity is at the moment?
Across campuses, but then it has been done. We asked that every school should be removed from Band A. Alternative means for electrification of those campuses. The federal government, the president himself, set up a committee which has TED funds in it, Tertiary Education Trust Fund. It has the executive secretary, architect Sonny Echeno, in that committee.